Good evening. I'm David Schulteis, and I'm president of the Pathway School, and welcome to our 60th anniversary virtual gala. Before the program gets started, I wanted to give you a brief history of the Pathway School before you get to meet many of the individuals who were instrumental in our progress and our success. So I'll just give you this quick little history lesson before we get going. In the late 1950s, Dr. Sheldon and Florence Rappaport and Dr. Jerry Getman had an idea. And their idea was that there were a segment of our society that was being left behind by traditional education. They believed that some students needed to learn how to learn. They needed to focus on their strengths before they took an opportunity to work on some of the learning deficits that they may have had. Fortunately for the Rappaports and for Dr. Getman, a very kind and generous mainline family, the Haas family, agreed with this philosophy, and thus the Pathway School was founded. At its earliest, Pathway was a residential school, and we attracted students from across the country and across the globe, literally. But more importantly, we also attracted professionals in the fields of education and psychology and neurology to come and to trial innovations on our students to see what kinds of programs would work best for the students that Pathway was focusing on. I'm very proud to say that many of the discoveries that had taken place during those early years are now considered to be best practice in education across our country. So Pathway has been, since its very beginning, a leader, an innovator in education of persons with special needs, with extra needs. And so that's a great place for us to start. So for much of the time, Pathway was a residential school, and we attracted, as I said, students from across the country and internationally as well. In 2010, Pathway made the difficult decision to end the residential program and to be a day program only for area students who weren't being supported by their public schools. 10 years ago, we started with an enrollment of around 70 students, and I'm happy to say 10 years later, our enrollment is 165 today, quite literally today, our enrollment is 165, and we're looking to see that enrollment will continue to grow over the next couple of years. Even though our school may look and feel different than when it did in the 1960s and 70s and 80s, many of the traditions that were started back then are still very much in practice and in use today. We still promote experiential learning. We still promote creative solutions to address the needs of our students. We still offer non-traditional learning opportunities for our students to grow. We offer a drama program that is very, very unique. It's one of a kind. We offer great visual arts programs for our students. We have a career exploration program that has been replicated many times. And I'm proud to say that we also are now using leading edge technology to afford our students an opportunity to learn in the very 21st century way. I'm proud to continue the tradition of innovation here at the Pathway School. I'm proud of what the school is. I'm proud of what the school can be, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Pathway School will be. It's absolutely vital that we continue the work that we do here. We are a treasure for the country and certainly within our region. So I'm asking for you to continue to support us. I'm asking for your financial support this evening so that we can continue this journey and we can be the great innovative school for the next 60 years. Thank you. Enjoy the presentation. I'll see you at the end of the program.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jory Barrett. I'm the Director of Development here at Pathway. Really glad you're all here with us tonight. First, I want to thank our amazing sponsors. These sponsors and all of our friends and donors make it possible for Pathway to provide the innovative educational services that support our students, our amazing students, and their families. And yes, the first name up on that sponsor list is my mom's, Linda. I believe Mom is tuned in tonight, so shout out to Mom, and thanks, Mom. And thanks to all of our really generous partners and sponsors for helping make this event possible and helping make what we do possible. We have a great raffle tonight that you all can participate in. We're raffling off a brand new Apple Watch Series 6. This is the latest and greatest watch from Apple, and you can purchase tickets for a chance to win this prize. This watch does everything. It monitors your heart rate, your blood oxygen level, can take an ECG, monitors your fitness level. I think it even can wash your dishes for you. Tickets are 1 for $10 and 3 for $25. To purchase tickets, you want to go to our event website, which is pathwaylegacy60.givesmart.com. That's pathwaylegacy60, the numbers, .givesmart.com. And we'll draw the winner for this Apple Watch right at the end of the program tonight, and we'll be in contact to congratulate the winner. Finally, we have a really great silent auction as well, with a wide range of items you can check out on and bid on. Items like Philadelphia Eagles jerseys, spa baskets and items to pamper yourself, cookware sets, baskets with fun items for the family, activities like horseback riding and golfing and dinner with overnight hotel stays. And we have cool artistic items created by Pathway students and teachers. You can also help support the school, as David said, through donations. Donations help pay for items our students need, as well as the extraordinary expenses we're currently incurring to keep our entire Pathway community safe during COVID-19. You can see a listing of some of those items on the screen. All auction items, raffle tickets, and donations are at the same site that I mentioned before, pathwaylegacy60.givesmart.com. Now, please sit back, enjoy the program as we take a stroll through Pathway's 60-year history, followed by our special.
My name is Benjamin Champion. I'm actually Dr. Champion. I was hired by the founding president, Dr. Sheldon Rappaport, and began as a teacher when the campus first opened here in 1964. 2 years later, in '66, we were such a school of innovation that we had people here that were considered giants in the field. And people kiddingly said to me, be careful you don't get trampled in the land of the giants. That started with Dr. Rappaport. History began with laws changing in 1970 area, affecting special education and Pathway and public schools, and continued on through the years. It is wonderful for me to come back and see that Pathway is still a school of innovation and one of the leaders. One of the seminal things I accomplished many, many years ago was that I started a procedure at graduation of bringing back one of our graduates to talk about how he had been successful in life, and having maybe somewhere around 4 current students who are graduating talk about their experience at Pathway. I am told that that is something that is still done at current graduations. I am so glad that I am included in Pathway activities these days, considering that I have the scope from when Pathway opened on this campus on the 4th year of its existence in 1964. Over that many years, I have so many wonderful experiences. I look back on my 34 years at Pathway with fond memories and happy that I was part of changing special ed and part of a school with a continually outstanding reputation for being a leader.
Hi, my name is Lisa Nelson. Happy 60th birthday, Pathway. I'm sure my parents, Sheldon and Florence Rappaport, would be very happy and grateful for the work that you've continued. They always said it was work worth doing. I can remember in the early days going to many church basements, many garage sales, and going with my parents to get donations for things to get the school started. I'm sure you've come a long way from there. Congratulations, happy birthday. Keep up the good work.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Louise Robertson, and I'm here with you celebrating 60 years of the Pathway School and the inspiration that they have provided for students and staff throughout those 60 years. I'm sitting in our Innovation Center 37 years ago when I began my teaching career at Pathway. This was the gymnasium. This was my teaching station. This is where students came to play and to learn. If these walls could speak, they would tell Pathway's story of student growth and educational revolution. During the 1950s and the 1960s, terms such as learning disabilities, learning differences, and a holistic approach were really in discovery stage. Pathway was the epicenter of this educational movement, which revolutionized learning for students with specialized needs. Many professional journals had articles, and there were books that were written by our founders. The world-renowned psychologists, Dr. Sheldon and Florence Rappaport, and Dr. Jerry Getman were in the forefront of this educational movement. And it really helped educators to understand that some children need to learn how to learn. The Doctors Rappaport founded the school in 1961, and through the generosity of the Haas family, this building and 6 others were built, and students from throughout the United States and many foreign countries began their path towards learning, understanding, and achievement. In 1983, I was given the opportunity to join the Pathway team. I jumped at the chance to join the faculty and use my passion for teaching, helping them to learn about themselves and their world. I provided an experiential learning on the playground, in the gymnasium, and within the context of competition, and within this building and across campus, teachers joined with psychologists, the social workers, the psychiatrists, and the complexities of that student, their unique needs were met through this team approach. Pathway was, and still is, a leader, sparking many innovative ideas. The career education program, drama as a tool for self-realization, positive behavior techniques, putting technology into the hands of every student well before we ever heard of COVID-19 and online learning was a necessity. STEM education for all, not just the elite advanced learner. That's why we have an innovation center, and that's why in every classroom, experiential learning continues to be a basis for our instruction. For 60 years, Pathway has been doing this type of teaching, this type of advanced education, helping our students become productive members of their community. In this storied past, 6 decades lays the groundwork for a progressive future. I hope you enjoy the evening, and I thank you so much for supporting the school and all that has occurred through these last 60 years and well into the future.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Kinsey. I retired from Pathway this past year. I've always felt like Pathway has been home to me. We are like a family. The students come first, which is the way it should always be. They are the heart of our family. Pathway sets the foundation for them to grow and to thrive. I guess I arrived at Pathway around its 20th year, 1979. I was challenged to teach reading and math, social studies, science, but often, more importantly, how to help students get along with each other. In those early years, we had so many fun activities, as we still have today, such as track and field day. We had community days where we set up a small village and we sold things and had arts and crafts, and many of the people in the community came in. We have had dances and proms, as well as the talent shows. In the early 80s, we had the beginning of a lot of technology growth. We now have smart boards and we have individual tablets for students, which is like unbelievable. We would never have dreamed of that. Teachers are exploring brand new ways to educate and teach our students virtually. So we are truly a family here at Pathway. We often refer to our students, and that's the proper way to do it, but in our hearts, we really see them as our kids. We laugh with them, we cry with them, we challenge them, and we love them. We hope that you will help Pathway continue that effort, that you will help us help our students and do all these special things that we have done in the past.
Hi, I'm Bill O'Flanagan. I was president of the Pathway School from 1988 to 2008. During that time, so many wonderful things happened, but what I'd like to focus on is the community service program that I was privileged to become part of, and to actually write a dissertation and become Dr. O. But the Pathway Service Club had some key members. The mothers of the Pathway Service Club were Ann Dolan French, Michelle Ioli, trustee, Eileen, and so many others, Brian, that I'm going to stop right there because hundreds of people virtually did service at the Pathway School. A good example of that is this picture of the Pathway Service Club on a Martin Luther King Day somewhere back in the day. Dr. Champion has talked about the giants of the Pathway School. He obviously is one of those giants, as are Priscilla and Louise, and again, so many other people. But if I don't mention two of the people who impressed me so much with their lives, Dr. Buzz Johnston and Dr. Ed Schillinger, I would be remiss. So many other people at Pathway weren't the giants, but they were the regular people. Service worked at the Pathway School because of the mentality of everybody. Every adult at Pathway respected every youngster that they came in contact with, and they were there not for a job, but for a vocation of being helpful. I am privileged to say congratulations. Pathway is still doing the same great work for the students who need it and need the respect of the school. Happy 60th.
So Colin, you
Hi everyone, my name is Chris Hall and I'm a 2009 graduate of the Pathway School. While at the Pathway School, I set up some different jobs, but no job seemed to be the right fit for me. I want to try something different, like being a horse groomer at Chandler Farm. The career department at Pathway School helped me do a good job independently. Pathway also helped me. I had many social events like the ponds and Halloween parties. At one prom, I was called a dancing machine. Someone said you should be a mascot. I like the idea of renting 3 costumes for Pathway's Halloween parties. One of those costumes was Rudolph. After I graduated, I bought Rudolph costumes with my own money. Bought 4 other costumes, and since then worked for many companies as their mascots. In 2013, I interviewed with Dave Raymond, and I was hired for the job as Pirate Pete for the Cape May Lewis Ferry. I was thrilled to get the job along with the 2 other performers. I was supposed to be just an occasional performer since I lived 90 miles away from Cape May. A couple of weeks later, I was the only performer left. Dave called and asked me if I could perform every week on the ferry as Pirate Pete. At Pathway, I learned that once you make a commitment, you can stick to it, just like I did at Shandell Farm. I could not let Dave down, so I worked and had fun as Pirate Pete for 5 summers. I discovered that making other people happy made me happy too. Dave also encouraged me to attend his mascot boot camp. I had such fun at mascot boot camp, meeting and working with the other mascot performers. Dave taught me that my story side could make other people happy. In 2014, Dave asked me if I would like to be filmed as part of the show Behind the Mask Season 2 on Hulu. I said yes, and I was nervous at times, but again I had fun. Here was a clip of the show. My name is Chris Hall, and I'm a Easter Bunny, Rudolph, the dog, the cat with a hat on it.
Moto Cat is the cat, Chick-fil-A cow, Pirate Pete, the Wally the goose.
It's the Eagle mascot, blood drop mascot. His name is Bucky.
Rita's water ice mascot.
He was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus Ice Guy.
Christopher is 25 years old, and he's been 14 different mascots. He says he doesn't have a favorite, but I think his favorite is Fantasy Dragon.
This is my dragon costume. He's friendly to like other people.
He never blows fire at anybody.
Well, I never seen him do that.
I think Chris is drawn to fantasy characters like the dragon because real life is tough for him. Chris has autism. He's on the autism spectrum. He's on the higher end. You would not dream up of wearing a hot costume for hours on end for a person who has autism, but he manages all that because he loves what he does. Now I sit back and I just look, wow, I can't believe this is my son in that costume.
My name is Chris Hall, and I'm a mascot. I'm now friends with all best friends of the Furry Fanatic. Tom, Dave, and Troy came to my birthday party every year at Chickies and Pete's. Because of Dave, I was able to experience all of this fun. The Furry Fanatic taught Dave the value of fun and how the power of fun can change your life. Well, the Pathway School taught me that I could do something different and gave me the chance to follow my dreams. Dave even taught me that I could have fun when I found my dreams, that both fun and friendship could change my life. Oh, by the way, did I mention that Dave is the original Furry Fanatic? Here's now my friend Dave Raymond.
Hey Chris, thank you so much. What a great introduction. And I got to tell you, it's an honor to be introduced by Chris Hall. We got to work together and then we developed a friendship. I consider him a close friend, and I'll tell you, I love to be around him because I'm so inspired and so enthused to see a young man like Chris work hard to be able to succeed, to be able to have dignity, and to be able to live the life of his dreams. Now, he didn't do that in a vacuum. He had help from his great parents and his community and his synagogue, and certainly also from the Pathway School. So the big green guy and I want to say happy 60th anniversary, Pathway. It is awesome that you've been there that long supporting folks who are looking for just a little bit of help so that their inner talent is allowed to be opened and discovered and lived. It is so helpful. Over 16 years working as the Fanatic, I was blessed with the opportunity to travel all over the Delaware Valley to thousands of public appearances, where most of them were involving people who are kind of the unsung heroes, frontline workers, people that are giving of their time to help and support folks with specific challenges that need that little boost. It was amazing to see that firsthand, and I loved having the Fanatic lead the way and show me what is out there. And because of that work, I've gotten to know Pathway School, and I can tell you there is no better place for us to have in our communities. It's a shining gem in the Delaware Valley, and we need to help keep it going, making it robust, moving towards getting students on campus that get the type of interaction that we know those challenges are much more difficult when it's done virtually. So we're working towards that. One of the issues we have is under normal circumstances, the Pathway needs help from all of us. And specifically during times of COVID, they've got additional expenses that layer on top of what their normal expenses are. So we need to dig deep and do our best to help them. I'll tell you one thing I've learned about the power of fun and what being the Fanatic taught me. One of the best ways to build sustainable happiness in your life is to be kind. And when you're kind, what you don't realize is the enormous amount of benefit comes back to you for just the fact that you are being kind, just to be kind. So no way could you be any more kind than to give generously to the Pathway School. I'm honored to be a part of this. Happy 60th birthday or anniversary to the Pathway School, because people like Chris need that support and help, and they can't do it in a vacuum. Now, it is my honor and my extreme privilege to introduce the chair of the board of directors for the Pathway School, Colin Hartnett. Colin, take it away.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Colin Hartnett, and I'm the Pathway School Board of Directors Chairman. I've been involved with the Pathway School for over 10 years, and I support the school because I care about these children. They need a little extra help. Their parents rely on the Pathway School for that help. These students come from our communities, and in many cases, when they will become active and contributing adults in our neighborhoods and communities when they leave school. Pathway helps these young people in so many ways by providing an innovative approach to their education, a robust career education program, a drama and theater program, art, music, clinical support, including speech and occupational therapy, reading specialists, licensed clinical social workers, and behavioral management. The level of support that for the students with special needs cannot be found in any other public school or in any public school. Pathway is also a leader in technology, specifically with a focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math in the curriculum and program. All students have access to Chromebooks and to other technologies which we believe are unique to Pathway. All of these programs are designed to support Pathway students, opportunities for success, both in school and in the future as adults. Pathway is truly a special place for students and their families. These are challenging times, and with your help, Pathway and its dedicated team of Teachers, clinical support staff, administrators can continue to ensure that these children receive the appropriate and high-quality education and other support that they both need and deserve. We are asking tonight if you can help support Pathway, and by doing so, you will be directly helping the students and their families. We know these are tough times for you too, but we want you to know that every bit helps, and it all adds up. So if you can make a gift of support, listed on the screen are some ways that you can help. So sit back and enjoy the second half of our program this evening. Please keep your smartphone close at hand so you can bid on the auction items that are still out there. And the auction doesn't end until the top of the hour. Thank you for your support of the Pathway School. And I'm just gonna check, oh, I got a rebid, somebody outbid me. Thanks a lot. Thank you again.
It's hard to believe that I couldn't see.
Nice, keep going.
That you were always there beside me.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Charlie Maplewood, and I am 10 years old today. It's a monumental moment in the life of a kid. I've made a big, rotten, stinking mess of everything, but I can't explain. It all started 1 month ago. I was just coming home from my new school when...
Charlie Maplewood!
That's Mrs. Cleveland. She's Fresno's biggest snoop.
Charlie, you're gonna want to check your mailbox.
Oh, wow, it's a package from my dad.
Happy birthday, Charlie.
It wasn't for another 4 weeks, but that's Dad. Dad always sends me the same presents. 2 issues of Monsters and Maniacs. Wait, what? You've never heard of Monsters and Maniacs? They're all about, well, doesn't the title say it all? If you're hungry for a story about a madman with an axe, here you go, Monsters and Maniacs. If you're hoping for survival when a zombie mob attacks, get to know Monsters and Maniacs. They got vampires and demons and goblins galore. They got psychos and serpents and whoa, so much more. They got you know what? Why don't I just show you?
It's okay, it's just me.
Pathway has like a robotics center and like an innovation center because it just helps with learning. A lot of people like I know my other schools sometimes they have this, but like this is a lucky thing for kids to have the material to do stuff because a lot of people don't have the ability to afford this stuff.
One of the favorite things that I like about Pathway is doing the anchoring. Before COVID began, we did recording in the Innovation Center in the news recording room.
I gotta say they've been doing an amazing job with the online and then now bringing it back to school, and like they've been doing an amazing job with like keeping every mask wearing. So that's what I like about it. I like Pathway because they are very eco-friendly with like the solar panels.
What's your favorite thing about Pathway?
Seeing all my friends and teachers.
Do you have a favorite class?
My favorite class is social studies class. Because you get to learn new things.
Hi guys, my name's Susan Subers. I've been here for 35 years. Definitely a different learning environment that I actually signed up for 35 years ago. I have a hybrid program. I have students that are here Monday and Tuesday all day long, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a virtual. Definitely a lot of challenges at the start of this back in March, but we're making it work. The kids are learning, we're learning, adjusting to creating the Google Forms, the kids completing their assignments, reaching out if they need help. And for example, on Friday, one of my students who wasn't always turning in her assignments actually contacted me saying, Ms. Supers, I finished all my assignments. So of course I had to do the happy dance.
Hi, I'm Nina Prestia. I am the principal of the upper school programs at the Pathway School. Pathway is home to me. It's been home for now 17 plus years, and it's the focus of Pathway for me is the children. And this is what the focus is for all the staff at Pathway. And this is why this is such a special place for me. COVID is still with us, unfortunately, but our staff have definitely risen to the occasion and have been growing with the technology and using the technology so that our students' needs are being met, their accommodations are being met, they go to breakout rooms if needed. It has affected us, but we've risen and have met that challenge. We use Zoom for all of our classroom meetings. All of our classrooms have new Promethean boards with cameras on them. So everything that is going on in the classroom is live streamed to our children that have decided or need to stay home.
My name is Rita Bernhardt, and I am principal of the Emotional Support Program and the Lower School Programs. I came here in August of last year. I found that Pathway is a wonderful place to be, especially if you're trying to find where you fit in. March of 2020, I think we were all in for a world of surprise. How were we going to reach these kids when they weren't on campus? How were we going to make our students feel like they were still part of the Pathway family? And things very quickly went into a virtual reality. We were able to create a new way of learning for our students, and the majority of our students were able to pick right up on it and move on. They were still happy to see their teachers. They were still happy to see me when I would go into all the classrooms.
Hi, my name is Naomi Sestito, and I am William Sestito's mom. William started Pathway School this year in January of 2020 in the middle of 6th grade. I can't be more pleased with how things have gone and the transition that he's made from his past school to Pathway School. He's done amazingly, and I can see that he is progressing so much more than when he was in public school in his school district. It was very hard to get him the ability to go to Pathway. It's taken years of a fight to get to where I can know that he can progress. And over the years it's been very hard with services and all the things that a parent with a child with autism has to go through to push and fight. I'm sure like all of you know. So I just wanted to tell you how happy I am with William, the way that things are going, because even during the summertime during ESY, I would never have had him go to ESY during when he was in his other school, because all they did was redo him. With Pathways, they engaged him, they brought out things that he was interested in, and they allowed him to explore new areas and new interests, even virtually, even during a pandemic. And it's an amazing thing to see when your child is doing so well. And for so long he was struggling, and to see them flourish the way that William's been flourishing here at Pathway, even when he was having to go virtually from March to June, and then all throughout the summer. And it's just how they care about my son, and they care about what's going on in his life and how he's learning and how he's progressing. He hasn't regressed any this year that I can see, and that is an amazing feat for me as his mom, because all I saw was regression and progression and regression and progression. And it's hard when you are watching your child struggle so hard and you fight so hard to get them what they know they need. I am so grateful for Pathway. So much so that when I was able to, I was able to donate for their PPE fund when they needed help with the pandemic, just so that they could keep moving forward. I am so grateful for all that Pathway has done. Their teachers, their emotional support team, their administration, everyone has been so great in the transition that William has taken. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything.
Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing our students, our guest speakers, Ms. Sestito, our Pathway parent, and I hope you also enjoyed learning some things about how Pathway is today. A couple quick things. I want to thank my team, Lori and Devin, and all the staff here at Pathway who helped bring together the content and the program tonight. We haven't done a virtual event like this before. So we were sort of building the airplane as we were flying it. And we're doing great with this event. With your help, we're very close to our fundraising goal. And I think we're going to make it over the top. Pretty excited about that. Our silent auction is going to close in about 15 minutes. So you have until about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to finish up getting your bids in. And I see a few bidding wars out there, so it looks like it's getting exciting. By the way, this auction is a great way to get some early holiday shopping done, probably even some items for yourself. If you haven't bought your raffle tickets yet for the Apple Watch drawing, sorry Doug, I went out of order. If you haven't got your raffle tickets in yet, get those tickets purchased now. We'll be closing the raffle also at about 8 o'clock, so you have a few more minutes to buy your tickets. And you saw our alumni speaker, Chris Hall, who's a terrific young man. You saw Dave Raymond, the original Philly fanatic. You can get an autographed copy of Dave's book, and it comes with this spiffy pin on our website, on our auction site. And for a donation of $25, you can have one of Dave's autographed books with a special inscription inside. It's a great book. It's powerful, it's fun. I read it, I recommend it. And it reminds me of how our staff, our faculty, our teaching staff, and everybody here, including our administrative staff, all work to make learning fun for our kids as much as possible. This is also a last reminder to get your donations in. You can make your donations at our auction site and our event site, which is pathwaylegacy60.givesmart.com. And you can see on your screen some of the items that your donations will help support. We have free raffle items for everybody who's attending tonight. So we'll be pulling raffle items for 2 baskets. One of them's right here next to me. It's our Pathway swag. So we'll pull the raffle winners and we'll get in touch with those raffle winners after the event. So good luck on that and good luck on the auction items. And I'm going to pass it back to David, and thank you again for joining us tonight. David?
So we live in interesting times, a little too interesting if you ask me, but nevertheless, this is where we find ourselves. And like each one of you, Pathway has had to remake itself really on the fly, creating an online experience for its students in the spring and creative distance learning during the summer. And then the gyrations of hybrid learning, where we had some of our students on campus a couple of days a week and other students on campus a few other days of the week. There isn't any challenge that we haven't addressed and come up and faced and problem solved. But problem solved is what it has been. That's what we all have been doing. That's what the Pathway School has been doing. I can't thank you enough for the participation here this evening. I hope you found it entertaining and informative. I am grateful, we are grateful for the support that you've provided us. All of the money that we raised today is going to be used to address the various investments we've had to make in our school, in our campus, in our physical plant, and the support that we provide our families. And this year has been the most unusual of support for families. You saw images of our students coming to us with masks. All of our students have Pathway face masks. We provide food we're providing food assistance for our families, especially our families in need. We are providing as safe a physical environment for when our students come onto campus as possible. And as you can imagine, that is a very unplanned and has been a very expensive proposition, but one that we do willingly and we do with great care. So I am grateful for all the time that you've had with us this evening. Thank you so much. I am proud to say that we're going to finish up here a little bit early, but I'm told that the auction will continue on until 8 p.m. sharp. So thank you for your time. I wish you all a very pleasant evening and happiest of Thanksgivings in these most unusual times. Good night.